Lancashire or Leicestershire, it's on the border, but Lutterworth just by the side of the M1. David Griffith, Andy McGladdery there, number 38, tucked in his wheel tracks. From Darlington, McGladdery, Griffith now stretching away 2 or 3 lengths. Steve Chambers, number 14, and that's the gap. There's Griffith. So are they in touch at this point in the race, 5th lap?
No, I don't think so. I think you'll see the leaders pulling away from them, but Dave Griffith's having a real good race here. Andy McGladdery having a look around the outside, but that's the wrong way to go. I think you're just tucking on the inside here now. No, not a chance. Dave, shut the door on him.
The Grand Prix situation with 500cc, very, very expensive bikes, obviously becoming very specialised. Is 4-stroke racing the way it will go, Steve?
Yeah, I think in a period of about 3 years' time, you'll possibly see 754 strokes be in the premier class, because the manufacturers are much more interested in that class. It's machines that they sell for the road.
Well, David Griffith now pulling away ever so slightly from Andy McGladdery. Andy McGladdery, the man who, of course, broke his leg last year, then got straight back after it and had a win on the North, a one-off ride, which was quite impressive. 29, David Griffith. 38, Andy McGladdery. This is the battle for 4th and 5th place. Race leader, I remind you, Carl Fogarty, number 4. In 2nd place, number 9, Roger Burnett. In 3rd place, number 14, Steve Chambers. And a brilliant ride for the Lincoln-based Honda rider. But this battle really hotting up. McGladdery has by no means let go of David Griffith. 29 Griffith, 38 McGladdery. Again pursuing what seems to be the only racing line round Cadwell.
Yes, as I said earlier, there is another line, but it's not as quick. So if you're going to take that slower line, you have to be able to block the rider you're trying to pass. Andy McGladdery will be weighing up Dave Griffiths at the moment, checking out where he's a little bit faster, and then he'll go for that move, I think, as the race progresses. Now he's in a good position. You can see in the distance there, he's right behind Dave Griffiths. If he can just get in a little closer, get a slipstream, late on the brakes, as we saw Roger Burnett do earlier, but no, he hasn't. He's decided to hang back.
Really powering on Andy McGladdery. Closing that gap on Griffith, but nothing he could do about it. He was very, very close, but he could not get his machine as close. Race leader just went through, Carl Fogarty. Number 9, Roger Burnett in your picture. 3rd place man, Steve Chambers, number 14. 29, David Griffith. 38, Andy McGladdery. Scintillating action from Cadwell. The spectators here all along the hillside, basking in the glorious sun that prevails here today. Ideal racing weather, and closing now on 5th place, number 17, Ray Stringer on the Yamaha, having a bid. Now Stringer's coming good again.
Yeah, Stringer's coming in, and he's closing on these two. They've been battling away, and they're probably not at all aware that he's closing in. So he crashed earlier in this in the first race, so he'll be happy to have the bike repaired. It obviously wasn't damaged too much, and he's back out there, and he certainly hasn't lost any of his confidence, because he's lacking as quick as anyone.
Well, he's slid off, as you say, and dumped it into the fence, but he really is going now. Now we have 4th, 5th, and 6th place man, number 17, Ray Stringer. So, correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, but he's the first of the Yamahas.
Yes, you're right. He is the first of the Yamahas, and certainly it crashed very lightly, because where he fell off was quite a fast section, but they've been working very, very hard and got it repaired. And as I said, he hasn't lost any confidence, because he's about to try and do an outbraking manoeuvre, I think. No, but next lap, I'm sure we'll see him.
Well, he's right with them. He is right with them, Ray Stringer. He is on the rear wheel of Andy McGladdery. McGladdery is almost on the rear wheel of David Griffith. Ahead of them, Steve Chambers. Roger Burnett is having a solitary second, just as Carl Fogarty is out in front, and there does seem to be no answer to Fogarty today, but there is every answer for McGladdery, because Stringer is there. Ray Stringer on the Yamaha in the yellow, the very distinctive yellow livery, poised to make a move, and if he gets it right, he could do the pair of them, yeah?
Yes, it's always harder to pass two people when they're battling it out, because you can see they're trying to overtake each other, and he's trying to overtake the pair of them. But I think we'll see him have a go on the park straight. The Yamaha will be a little bit faster, I believe, and if he can get a slipstream, he can outbrake them at the end. It's the favourite overtaking place here today.
Well, through Hall Bends, the wiggly woodland section, down to the old hairpin, which will bring them round to Barn. coming out of barn now. These three, as they come past the commentary point, Griffith, McGladdery, and Stringer right on the tail end of McGladdery. He's on the inside line, but no, Andy McGladdery goes across, cuts the front off. There's no way through, but Stringer is still there. We'll see if Steve Parrish's prophecy turns out to be true as they come out of Charlie's, heading for Park Straight. Steve, talk us down Park Straight.
Well, he actually made a mistake by trying to go too early up the inside, and he lost some ground, so he's now got to gain that ground before he's in a slipstream, so I don't think he's going to do it this lap. He should have not tried to go up the inside, but now McGladdery tries on Griffiths, but no, he can't do it.
Well, Stringer there, but on the outside of Andy McGladdery, and Griffith just pulling away a fraction. So, David Griffith, 4th place, Andy McGladdery, 5th place, and in 6th place, the number 70 yellow Yamaha of Ray Stringer. The man who went to Jerez in Spain at the end of last season to contest the Suzuki Cup and performed very well indeed. But this is where the action is in the 750cc superbike race here at Cadwell Park. 4th, 5th and 6th place man McGladdery, an enormous wheelie over the mountain, but he's still there in 6th. Stringer, 5th, Stringer is still in 6th, and they're coming up against tail-enders. This will be interesting as Carl Fogarty rockets past our commentary point. Now, will the tail-enders get in the way, or are they behind Steve Chambers? They are indeed. It's Chambers, number 14. They're closing on him. Chambers, number 14. There he is. And just look at McGladdery. McGladdery's on the inside through David Griffith. So McGladdery now up into 4th place. So McGladdery, 4th place. 29, David Griffith, down to 5th. And Stringer still in 6th. Steve.
Right, now Stringer is in a position to get a slipstream. He's going to tuck in behind Dave Griffiths now. If he's going to do it, it's a chance to pick off Dave. He's got to get very close to him, up the inside. Yes, 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 a perfect manoeuvre now. He has got to squeeze those brakes, not too hard, else the front end will slide away, but he's done a wonderful job. Not run too wide at all and tucked in. So that's one out the way now. We'll be after Andy McGladdery.
Well, remains to be seen if he can repeat that, but that came true. Steve Parrish said that that was the place he could do it. Get the braking right, get the line right. A bit of excessive power, just keep it on the boil, and Andy McGladdery now the target ahead of him. So up into 5th place goes Ray Stringer, ahead of him David Griffith, and then maybe Steve Chambers, who knows? That'll be confusing, because when we get 2 yellow men together and the sun shining the way it is, it's going to be exciting. But David Griffith at the moment, and Ray Stringer is closing.
Yeah, they're all closing on Steve Chambers, so young Steve is going to have to be getting good pitch signals here. Whether he can turn the wick up, we'll have to wait and see, but he needs to, because otherwise they're going to gobble him up.
Number 2, Brian Morrison, has also sneaked up on them. So the Honda rider, number 2, Brian Morrison. While these three were having a fight all of their own, Morrison came from the 3rd row of the grid and is now on the back of this freight train in 7th place and about to take David Griffith. So David Griffith now under pressure from Morrison, and Andy McGladdery under pressure from Ray Stringer. I wish at times we had 2 monitors focusing on these 2 battles, but it really is good stuff.
Now it's Ray Stringer's chance again. Can he take Andy McGladdery the same way? And he's in the slipstream. I don't know, he's not quite close enough. I think he'll wait back. He's got enough laps to be able to take his time and do it. So he's sensibly hung back there this time.
Andy McGladdery, Ray Stringer right with him. And just ahead of them, Steve Chambers. So Steve Chambers in 3rd. I hope for his sake he is aware of what's going on behind him, because a lot of action, a lot of traffic, and 4 very busy men winding him in, and very, very keen to do something about increasing their points tally in this, the 2nd round.